You got questions, we've got answers. Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, answering the questions that new leaders ask us. Actually, it's our goal to help all leaders become more productive, successful, and confident, and we do that right here. And if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, hope that you'll subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Today, here's the question: what if I don't have the answer? Are you ready? Let's get started. As a leader, especially a new leader, you might be asking this question: what if I don't have the answer? Someone asks me a question. What if I don't have the answer? I get this question. Like, I understand it because there is pressure, right? Mostly from yourself, but there's pressure. Hey, I'm the boss. I'm the leader. I'm supposed to have answers, and I'm supposed to be helping people. And so if they bring me a question, shouldn't I have the answer? And you know, there are expectations, again, mostly from yourself, the expectation that because you're wearing this new hat of leader, that you're supposed to know stuff, and you probably really can't know it all, right? But in fact, here's the reality. Answers may have gotten you promoted. In other words, you were really good at the last job. You knew a lot about the last job. You might have been a subject matter expert in the last job, but your job is now a new one. And so answers may have gotten you promoted, which is why you put that pressure on yourself, and it's why you have those expectations of yourself, to which I say, stop. Listen, the world is complex and it's ever changing. You won't ever have all the answers. And even if you had most all the answers when you were in that individual contributor role, the longer you're away from it, the less likely that you have all of the answers. And you know what else? It's okay that you don't have all the answers, right? So you say, all right, maybe I can go with you on that, Kevin, but still, people bring me a question. I don't know what to do instead. So when you don't have the answer, do one or more of these four things. First, say, I don't know. Like, you have to be willing to say, I don't know. Listen, I don't know any person who really wants a leader who's a know-it-all anyway. You ever had that person? Not really the best. It's okay. So just say, you know what? I don't know. The next thing you can do is you can ask, what do you think? It could be, what do you think? What have you tried? What do you recommend? It could be any number of those things, but ask, what do you think? You could also ask, when do we need an answer? So the person's come to you because they need an answer, but we also don't need to immediately assume this becomes the number one most urgent thing in our work and in our life. When do we need an answer? And then lastly, say, let's find out. So fundamentally, it's, I don't know, let's find out, and what do you think? So we're trying to engage the other person. We're trying to admit that we don't have the answers, and it's okay that we don't. We don't have to be apologetic about it. We just need to say it and move forward. You see, you don't have to have the answers, but you do need to be a resource for your team. When you take the pressure off yourself and change your internal expectation, you will get better answers and engage your team too. Let me close with today's tweet. Repeat after me. You don't have to have all the answers to be a great leader. Rather than having the answers, help your team find answers. Someone or someones have asked me this question, which means you could ask me your question, and perhaps it'll show up right here on a future episode. So just send your question to info@kevineikenberry.com. And speaking of kevineikenberry.com, there are plenty of other resources there for you to help you as a leader, to help your team, and to help your organization get the results that you want and need. And if you love this episode, I hope you'll hit a thumbs up. I hope you'll subscribe. You know what to do based on where you're consuming this content. And if you love this, you might also love my newsletter that comes out 3 times a week. It's called Your Remarkable Day, where you will get inspiration and ideas to help you have a more remarkable day. More information about subscribing in the show notes or in the description, or just go to kevineikenberry.com/newsletters. Hope you'll do that, and I'll see you soon with another episode.